Reggie Corbin, Nate Hobbs, Alex Palczewski joining me here. Welcome, fellas. Good to have you with us.
Thanks for having us.
I know it's been a tough offseason in one respect, and we talked about this with Coach Smith. You have a teammate in Bobby Roundtree who suffered a very serious spinal injury. What's your guys' message to Bobby as you head into this season?
Man, we actually got a chance to see him this morning, and going in there, seeing that his spirits were so high, man, when we were leaving, he said, I got to get ready for my own workouts today. Knowing that he's taking it day by day, grinding, man, it gives us that passion and that fire that we need, and we take it from him, that whenever things get tough, man, put your hand down and run, keep going, keep pushing, because we know Bobby would do the same.
Nate?
We wanted to just send a message that we got his back no matter what. No matter what, we a big family. Obviously, when an accident like that happens, it's bigger than football. So, I'm not even, at this point, I'm not even worried if he's coming back to play football anymore. I just want him to be okay. And I just seen his spirits today, like Reggie said, and it really warmed my heart to know that he's doing good and he's taking it step by step. And he says he's going to walk again, and I believe it fully.
Alex?
Yeah, that's the one thing. He had such an impact on our team. Whenever you're around him, he's always smiling, always just having a good time, but always just working super hard. And it just lets us know to never take any single day for granted. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow, and just keep on working hard, because that's the same thing that he would have done.
As you guys head into this season, you made such a great improvement on the offensive side last year, and Alex and Reggie, you guys were a big part of that. Why do you think the offense was able to make that kind of quantum leap a year ago?
Rod Smith, man. You come in with a guy, it's been known, man, everywhere he is. He runs the football really well. His offenses thrive. And then, I talk about this all the time, but his first day there, man, he said, this is not just me telling you what to do. We're in this together, so I'm going to meet you halfway. If I got to learn, then that's what it is. So ever since then, we bought in, man. You see on those big runs that they only credit me for, you see the O-line running 50 yards down the field. You see the receivers like Sam Mays, Dom Stampley, Ricky Smalling, those guys busting their tail. Even when they're not about to score, they're running down there to cut guys off, man. That effort of buying in was huge. You even see on the reversing field, man, you see them sealing guys off. That stuff doesn't happen unless they give max effort like that. So,
Alex, why do you think the offense improved so much?
Honestly, the same reason. Rod Smith came in, just brought the entire offense with him. He's just a guru, Everything about offense he knows, and we trust him. If he says something, we know it's for a reason, and he always explains it to us, why we have to do it this way, why it works, And so we really get a whole understanding of how our offense works.
So, Nate, the defense now needs to take that same leap. You have Lovie Smith, who is one of the better defensive minds in the game now, leading this defense as the coordinator. How have things changed with him at not just to the front of the room as the head coach, but now leading the defensive unit as well?
Yeah, we definitely need to take that leap and get to where our offense is and was last year and exceed that too. With Coach Smith calling the plays, he's just it's known that he's a great defensive mind, and he's gonna put his players in the right positions to make the right plays, and he knows who can do what. He's good at putting athletes on the field to make those plays. So I just think with him calling the plays, there's the sky's the limit to what this defense can do.
Where have you seen the biggest improvement from the end of last year to where you guys were through spring practice?
Mindset. We look at things differently. We use last year's performances as a way to motivate us this year. So our mindset is just we're gonna kill anybody in our path. It doesn't matter who we playing, where we playing at. It doesn't matter who's on our team. We're gonna come out and dominate no matter what.
Reggie, individually, you talked about all the big runs. I mean, your name ended up being very much on the NFL radar. You said publicly you gave some thoughts of leaving. You decided to stay. Tell me how that kind of decision played out.
Man, before the season even ended, I had sat down and talked to Coach Rod Smith about it, and he told me, I support you regardless, but he told me I'm not going to let you leave anyway. But I knew he would support me regardless. And then going back home, talking to my dad, talking to my family, figuring out what was best for me. And then simply God, man, get on my knees every night and praying and asking him, what was the perfect plan for me and how can I follow his plan. And then I woke up one morning, man, I just knew I bleed orange and blue for life, man, and it was time to go back to school. So I packed my bags and went back.
It's that simple. So what do you need to improve on? What do you think you have to do to become an NFL player?
Keep grinding, man. I try not to focus on, the accolades everybody is putting me up for, or the 1,000 yards or the yards per carry, man. Just trying to catch every pass, protect, never missing a pass pro, and try to help those guys as much as possible, man. Like, none of this is possible without my offensive line. I have a great offensive line who do a heck of a job.
Yeah, a really good group coming back. Alex, of course, you're part of that. You did lose Nick Allegretti, who's such a good leader for this football team. But aside from that, everyone back. But who carries that mantle now that Nick's not the guy who I think was probably the face of the program last year, which is pretty unusual for an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard. Like, you can't replace Nick Allegretti. He's a once-in-a-lifetime player. Great person, great man. That's the one thing we have the luxury of. He was a single leader on our offensive line, but now we have so many dudes who have played 2 or 3 years. We all can share that leadership. Vidarian Lowe, Kendrick Green, Doug Kramer, and Richie Pettibone comes from Alabama. He knows how to work. He knows how to do all those things, and we can all share that leadership and spread that to the team and bring those young dudes up so that when it's their time, they can step up and make plays also.
Alex, what's this like for you? You're a child of Polish immigrants, right? So I assume they didn't know a whole lot about football when you started playing. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, it was very fair. I grew up playing soccer.
Right.
And so they never really thought of football as a future until Lovie Smith came to our high school and met them. But I mean, like, they absolutely love it. Like, during the fall, it's just getting from Saturday to Saturday so they can come to all these different Big Ten stadiums and watch and just have a lot of fun.
What's it like for you to be representing your school, kind of in your hometown? What's that like?
It's unbelievable. Like, I get all my coaches are coming down. I get to have my old O-line coach come down for the luncheon tomorrow, show them around, and it's just great to be able to represent them well.
I think it's interesting for you too, Nate, to be here. An interesting personal story in that you had to sit out some time for a violation of team rules, and now to be held up as one of the leaders of this team. What has that journey been like for you to go from that spot where, you kind of had to question your future a little bit to now being someone who's held up as an example?
Definitely. Yeah, I got suspended last year for violating team rules. I missed 3 games, and during that time, I just had to reflect, like, is this really what I want for me? And at the time, I wasn't appreciative of missing those 3 games, but looking back at it, I appreciate it more because it made a man out of me. One of the things that have made a man out of me today, and it's taught me to be intentional with my decisions, and my decisions don't only affect me; they affect my teammates and my family and everybody I represent. So, I'm appreciative of that, and it got my head on straight. And now I'm just thankful that Coach Smith, he had the faith in me to make me a leader and bring me along the media day, and it's an honor to be here.
Incredibly well said. How have you guys seen Nate change in last year?
He seems older, man. He matured. That confidence, he finally has that swag, and now he understands, how to go about his business. When you hear Nate Hobbs, he's an amazing athlete. He's a guy, if you went to the rec facility, he'd dunk on you. He can jump over you. He can just catch over you. He can move. He's fast. But now he understands and he cares a lot more, and that's the big difference about Nate Hobbs.
Alex?
Yeah, he's just matured so much as a person, a football player. Like, when you hear that name, you always have an association when you say someone's name. When you say the name Nate Hobbs, it's someone who comes to work every single day, always grinds, just wants to be the best player that he can be. And he also, I've seen it now, he helps bring these freshmen, these sophomores along and helps them get better also.
I know you guys do want to be better record-wise as a team. As you try to put a finger on, okay, what do we have to do to get there? What do you see, Nate?
I think it's really all about being a family. Not playing for yourself, but playing for your brother. A lot of times it's easy when you're not winning a whole lot of games to be like, screw this, I'm about to play for myself. But we got to stay a family. And another thing is the mentality, our mentality to not care who we playing. It doesn't matter who we play. What matters is how we approach the game and if we dominate and if we execute.
So how do you measure success? Like, Alex, if I were to say to you, tell me what a successful season for Illinois football looks like, what do you say?
It means playing this in December. That's the biggest part. Just winning as many games as you can, being able to enjoy a bowl game, wherever it is, and just having fun there.
Is that your goal too, Nate?
Definitely. Obviously, we want to win every game on our schedule. That's our goal. But we definitely I want to play in the Big Ten championship. And I know I speak for my team when we say we striving to play in the Big Ten championship and nothing less. I don't think there should be a lesser goal to just win 6 games. Like, so why are you playing? I feel like we should go for the best.
Well, guys, great visiting with you. Best of luck this year. We look forward to seeing you in camp. Reggie Corbin, Nate Hobbs, and Alex Palczewski. Thanks a lot, guys.